This is part two. You can see that I have my mask on a separate layer now, erased all the excess background on it. So it's in its own layer. The background's in its own layer, and I'm still using this kind of as my guide to keep everything inside that area. So I can get a little tighter to that. Okay, this just want to keep stuff away from there. Now I'm going to go in, make sure I save this. And I'm going to put a headline in. Just going to grab the type tool, and I found the best way to do that is just grab the type tool and click, and the title of my poster is Bad Show. Okay, and again, if I turn these two on, I can grab that and scale it. There's two ways to use that type tool, by the way. You can click and drag a box and type inside the box, which I don't recommend that because you're not going to really get a lot of use out of that tool because you have to spec what's inside the box. So usually what I do is I'll click and type, and it'll put text in there, and then I'll have to scale it up to kind of fit my layout. And I really want to kind of play with that text, so I'm just going to highlight it, and I'll get some previews. If I go to type, I'll get previews like this on different fonts, and I kind of like that one. And when you highlight a font or a type, highlight type, you can see it right there. It's a type layer. I have a choice of what color to make it right here, so I'm going to make it white. And I may end up changing that because it might be hard to see right there in that bright area. So I'm just going to go ahead and scale that up a little bit. And again, I'm trying to follow possibly a layout that I already had. So I'm going to change color real quick. Let's go to like a bright yellow or an orange, something like that. I don't know. Something's going to show up. It's probably going to have to be a little darker. You can kind of see as I'm going, it's kind of showing me what that looks like. Okay, and I'll use that. That'll be fine. That'll work out there in my in that light area right there. My system is really lagging at the moment. Okay, now again, this is just a rough, so later on I'll give you some indication of, change the headline, because you can kind of see this is kind of hard to read. So, we may end up putting a stroke on that. Like I could go to layer styles and put a stroke on that type. There's all kinds of layer styles in there. I recommend you just get in and kind of play with them a little bit. Let me bring the stroke up a little bit just to kind of help it. Something like that. And also under the layer styles, I have like a bunch of other stuff. I'll put an outer glow on it to make it look like it's glowing in the dark here a little bit. Yeah, something like that. And then I'm going to copy that layer. Now, the easiest way to do it is hold the Option key on the Mac. I'm not sure what it is on PC. It's Control. And you can see that little arrow pop up. When I hold it down, I'm just going to click and drag, and it automatically copies that layer. Okay, you can kind of see it. It's made a copy of it. And then I'll just highlight it. And you can see that that's much too large. So I'll just take that. I'm going to make it a subhead. Usually in our hierarchy, we have a headline and a subhead. Something like that. Okay. And I'll go ahead and save this. Now, I'm also going to need to add a paragraph of text that talks about the show. I have space for that here. And a good thing you can do here is, what I will do is I will use what we call, if my browser will. I'm going to go to loremipsum.net, and this is called Greeking. That's basically just fake text until I write exactly what needs to go in there. I notice a lot of you are using all uppercase. Stay away from doing that. Really, text should be upper and lowercase. Hopefully, it'll pop up here in a second. Maybe not. Okay. Yeah, there it comes. All right, so you can kind of see it's just gobbledygook, and that's fine because I'm just putting in as placeholder text just so I can kind of see how it looks. And here's where a text box might work out well for you, because what I'll do is I'll put a bunch of text in there. I don't know, I'll pick about 30 point and make it white so you can kind of actually see it. And I'll just paste it in there. You can see it's gobbledygook, but at least it gives me an idea about how that's going to look. Okay, and that's called lorem ipsum. And there we go. We have a nice rough. Didn't take me long to put it together. That's really kind of all I'm looking for. Just put some images in that kind of match your thumbnails, and we'll go from there.